Okay, so I need a few more measures here. And then I'm going to, I think I'm going to switch us over to looking um, at continuous view here so we can just get up here. Okay. So let's just add a bunch of measures. Okay, that should be enough. What key do we want to do this in? Let's do it in C major just because I have a good feeling that this is going to be a mess. Um, and let's do it in four voices. So let's start off in the soprano with the melody. Oops. All right. Okay. So our goal here is to start off in C major. So let's put C. And we need to end. I don't want to change this note. That's part of the game, right? So we need to end in a key that this C makes sense in. So we could go to A minor, right? Because then if we played an A minor chord here, this C would make sense. What else is C in? We could end in F. That would make sense. That would be harder. Um, Especially because we have these E's here, but that could be a 5 chord or a leading tone chord. So A minor would be the easier one, but let's not play it safe. let's let's get weird. So let's try to modulate this to F. Okay, so we're going to end in F. So this is going to be an F major chord there. I'm just going to write F there for now. Okay, so let's spot where we want our modulation to happen. Remember, we need enough time to do a cadence. Yeah, so we don't want to modulate right at the end, right? That's not going to make it feel right. So it should be somewhere right in here. We could do a direct modulation right here because we have a little pause and it's the restart of a phrase. We could try to find a pivot chord in here, or we could find a secondary dominant. Now these E's are going to give me some trouble if I'm going to be in F. And we have all of these E's, but those could be a big 5 chord, right? So I'm thinking direct modulation right here. End of a phrase, we just jump right into it. So here we say we're in F, starting right there, and we're going to do something like 5. I don't know what to do with that D, but that can be a 1. This is all going to be some kind of 5. Maybe we can do an arpeggiating 5 chord. And then maybe we can do, let's see if we can find a, well, we can't do a cadential 6/4 here. That won't work. But 5 and then 1. Okay. I think this will work. All right, so let's do just the C part first. Okay, this should be relatively easy. So let's start on a 1 chord. So let's actually figure out what chords we're going to do before. Actually, let's figure out all of our chords, and then we'll go through and do the harmonization. So we're going to start on a 1 chord. Let's harmonize every note, just for the heck of it, because we're getting weird. So what do we want to do on a D chord or on a with a D? There's a D in the note, so in the key of C, doing something with a 5 would be good there. There's a D in the 5 chord of C. We have a C. Let's just go right back to a 1 just to really establish our tonic. Back to a D. We could do a 5 chord again. Let's keep it simple until we have to, as long as we can, I should say. So here, let's do a 1, but let's not do 1, 1, 1 here. Let's do 1. What can we do? What else can we do with an E in it? C, E, G, we could do a 3 chord. Or we could do a minor chord, a 6 chord. That might be nice. So let's do a 6 chord here. Oops. So we'll just do a little 1, 6, 1, just a subtle little change there. Okay, and then here we can do a 5. Let's do a similar thing. So 5, what else could we do with a D chord? That would be subtle, kind of dominant related thing. So we could do a diminished 7 chord. We could do a 2 chord. Let's do a 2 chord. Two, and then let's go back to 5. Okay. So now we want to end here. We're going to do a direct modulation. So we don't need to do anything too crazy here. So let's go back to 1. And then is there anything that could help us get to F? We don't really need to, though. Because this is going to be direct, but we want it to be as smooth as possible. So if we did, just out of curiosity, what is the 5 of F? It's C. So actually, we could do a nice little sneaky thing here. If we did, I'm going to go back on what I said, because we were set up perfectly to do a secondary dominant here. Because what if we did here a 5 here, right? So that would be a G chord. And then here we did a 5 of 4. A 5 of 4 would be essentially a 1 chord, right? It'd be a 1-7 chord. So let's make this a 5-7 chord. So now I changed my mind. We're going to use a secondary dominant because it's just too perfect. Okay, so we're going to use 5-7 of 4, and that's going to lead us right into F. Okay, now the only problem here is that we're going to go 5-7 of 4 to a 5. We're not going to get a 1 till down there, but I think we can make it work. Okay, did you follow me on that? So what's basically happening here is we're going to add a 7th to this. We're going to do a C7, even though we're in the key of C, but adding that 7th is going to give us that little push. Just that it's going to be a B flat. That B flat is going to just push us right over into F. And it's going to feel great. I think this will actually be really smooth. I think this could work. This next part, I don't know. So let's see. So now we're in the key of F. So we have 5. What can I do with D? I have to harmonize the pitch D and F. So I could do a D, F, A. That would be a 6 chord. That might be nice. I could do a B flat, D, F. That would be a 4 chord. I could do a 2 chord. I think I like 6 chord the best. So let's do a 6 here. And then 1 And then let's do another 6 here. 5. We're just going to do 5 this whole bar because we really need to establish the new key of F. Um, let's do 6 here, I guess. 6, 6, 5. 5, 6, 1 is not great. What else could I do here? I could do 4. It's going to make a plagal cadence at the end, which is not real strong. 4, 1 is a plagal cadence. Um, so that would be B, D, B flat, D, F. I could do D, F, A, or I could do a 2. I might have to go with the plagal cadence. So I'm going to have to go with the 4 here. Okay, so that's going to be not really strong, but because we're going to go 5, 4, 1. And the 4, 1 ending it is going to feel a little awkward, but I think maybe we can make it okay. Okay, now we just have to fill in the notes. All right, so let's go to a new video and let's see if we can make this work.